as we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there's some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know.
Yes, yes, yes. It's Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And we are, excusez-moi. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And we are live. You'll have to excuse me. I didn't do my vocal. I didn't do my vocal warm up before the shout. How rude of me. Okay. But we are here. We are here. And we are live. Hello and welcome. You are in tune to Boxing Talk with Raphie. And I'm on TV. I'm on the screen. It's crazy to me sometimes. What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? Okay. Hello to everyone. Let me fix up these screens. Let me share with you. I'll share the thumbnail so you all know what's going down and how it's going down. Talking about multiple topics, multiple things, a whole heap of things, crocus bag of things. First things first. Let me do the sound check. Let's see if we can do this nice and sweetly. Oh, what just happened? Undo that. Didn't mean to do that. This nice and sweetly. Oh, what just happened? Undo that. Didn't mean to do that. This boom, boom, boom. It's nice. Sound is nice. The session is in session. Okay, what we got here, what we're looking at. What we're going to be looking at tonight. We're going to be talking about how Raphie saved a man's job. Yes. It's part of his civil duty. We're talking about the Klitschkos. Klitschkos want Canelo versus Bivol stopped. And we're looking at there. What's the story there? I've forgotten. Let's have a look. Let's have a little looky. This is quite funny. That's funny. I'm not even going to tell you the title of the AJ story. But it's quite funny to me. Okay. We're looking at Valdez or Stevenson versus Valdez. We're looking at the fact that there has been a police investigation regarding the scoring of Josh Taylor versus Catterall. And of course, we're going to have a look at the Fury versus White saga. Fury versus White versus Bob Arum, Frank Warren. Yeah, we're looking at a whole heap of things. A crocus bag of things. Okay. As per usual, a little bit later than advertised, but we are here and we are live. Okay. So who we got in the building? Who we got up in here? Activate warp drive activated. The TKO 22. Greetings, King Raphie and the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio Nation. Absolutement. TK up in the building. We got the Leon figures up in the building. Good to see you, Leon. Good to see you. What's going on here? Money talks, and they will not be cancelling any Canelo bouts. OMG. And the Lisa Bales up in the building. Good to have you up in here, Lisa, and everyone. Okay. So what we doing? How we doing this? Where are we going to start? I think we're going to start at the TOP. How many windows have I got open? 2. Okay, that's manageable. The Raphie was originally scheduled. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. The Raphie was originally scheduled to go live yesterday, but after work, I'm a little work after work. There was some work after work that I had to do. By the time I got home, Raphie was shattered. I had my dinner, I had my food. Put YouTube on the big screen, and fell asleep. But not before I canceled the show or delayed the show, pushed the show back to today. Very sensible option, because I fell asleep and I didn't wake up till something like midnight or 11:30. And what happened? Yeah, I wondered why my YouTube was down. Tried to activate my YouTube last half hour before bed, and my internet was down. That's right. The Aunt Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio internet was down. So you know what that means. It means that some ne'er-do-wells, some forces, some enemy forces tried to stop the Raphael boxing talk with Raphie yesterday. If I tried to do it yesterday, I wouldn't have had the telecommunications. The internet was down. Enemy forces tried to take down the Raphie. Enemy forces tried to take down the Raphie. My internet was down yesterday, Lisa. How dare they? And I thought to myself, we're going to have to bolster up security around Dawkins Towers. We're going to have to bolster up security. Hold on, why am I getting all these pop-ups? So no momento. Mommy, slow your tempo. Well, I don't know why it would be putin. Me and him ain't got no beef. I haven't really spoke ill of the fella, so I don't know why they're coming after the Raphie. Why they're coming after the RDCR. It's preposterous and outrageous. Why does he see the RDCR as an enemy force? I really don't know. I hope it's not Putin. You know what I mean? I really hope it's not, because they got a big market over there. We could do some kind of business, maybe. Commerce, money, makes the world go around. Okay, the pop-ups have stopped. Now let's get back on track. Let me pull up what I... Hell of a lot of things. I got a hell of a lot of things up here. Certainly no lack of topics to discuss. OMG. First bell ring of the show. Okay. Where do I want to start? So many options. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Let's open up that. I prefer not to deal with these cats. Too many pop-ups. But okay, I'll persevere. If I get any pop-ups, we're out of here. Okay. Seems fine. At the moment. Okay. Let's bring this thing up. Let's share this thing. What's that there? Why is that like that? Okay. Bring that round. Stop sharing that. Boom. Start sharing this. Okay, that's clear. That looks very, very clear, but let me just make it just that little bit bigger. Okay, let's see. See how it looks. What's this here? Okay, let's see how that looks. Okay. What does it say? Why do Klitschko's want the fight canceled though? Why? Why? Okay, well, let's get into that. Let's get into that. Yeah, let's leave that there actually. Actual. Oh, how rude of me. How rude of me. Let me just drop the link in the chat. Boom. As a matter of fact, rat-a-tat-tat. Why not get ahead of the thing? Why not get ahead of the thing with the first poll? Let me just write this shiznix up. Let me just write this shiznix up real smooth like. Real smooth like. Where's the poll gun? Dang. Got so many windows up. Open. It's preposterous. Should Canelo v. Bivol be scrapped until after the war? Until after the war, question mark. Can we fit all that in? Yeah, Wexford DJ. You know, curse words that they're banned in the chat. You know, they're automatically hidden, so they won't shout. Okay, should Canelo v. Bivol be scrapped until after the war? Let's put that in. Ask your community. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the Klitschko brothers demand that the U.S. authorities ban Russian boxer Dmitry Bivol from facing Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas on May the 7th, as they continue to fight on the front line in the Ukraine. Okay, so the Klitschko brothers, the fighting Klitschko brothers, are demanding that the U.S. authorities ban Russian boxer Dmitry Bivol from fighting Canelo Alvarez. Okay, so the Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez, who is due to challenge WBA light welterweight champion Bivol in the first of a 2-fight deal with UK's Matchroom. Okay, so, well, Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn. So, the former world heavyweight champions Vitaly Klitschko, now mayor of Kiev, and his brother Vladimir Klitschko are now fighting on the front line against Russian forces invading Ukraine. Okay. There we see them. Okay. Here are the brothers. There's Bivol rocking the cream. The good guy. Is he the good guy in this? And Canelo in black. The man in black. Okay. Okay, so following the Ukraine presidential Zelensky's historical Zoom address to the House of Commons, Vladimir said it's important that this boxer is forbidden from fighting in America, just as all Russian athletes are being banned from international competition. Okay, so Vitaly went on to say, this is not against the individual sportsman, but Ukraine needs the world to apply every pressure upon Russia. Okay. War must be stopped, Klitschko brothers tell Putin from Kiev. Russia is getting used to buying. We need to act now. We need to stop this madness because all the money that Russia is getting used for buying lethal weapons that are killing people in the Ukraine. Should I play this? Where's the volume? Why is there no volume? Damn, okay. Okay, no volume. All right, let it be. We can see what he's saying. It's for the better. We need to act now. Okay, I'll let that play. People can see. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay. What's going on? What are we saying here? They want a propaganda war. A Russian fighter on the big stage in boxing against a global star is not what they want, says Leon Figures. Okay. All right, didn't realize that propaganda machine at its best. Okay. TKO 22 says, no, absolutely not. The show must go on. If they stop this fight because of the Ukraine, then they should stop other fights that's going on in other countries. I think, okay, my response to that TKO is that the Ukraine, the Klitschko's in this instance, asking that the world stand behind Ukraine and they ban Russian athletes from performing until this thing is over. I think that's what they want. Cal L. Up in the building. Salute to the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio Nation. Smack that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, and for sure, hit that bell icon. Stay updated with news and notifications. Okay. If you can't fight, strip him. You can't say you can't fight. I always thought sports and politics should be kept apart. But it's the Ukraine that's got the bioweapons and weapons of mass destruction. Really? The Russians don't have that shiznix? You're at war and still have time for racism. Get on with the boxing. I think that's what Malcolm Marcel is saying. It's taking the knee, no end to it now. Leon Figures don't want politics mixing with boxing. Propaganda war. The cat's out of the bag now. Won't go back in. Well, I mean, it started way before that. I mean, what Olympics was it? What Olympics was it when? Geez, are they gonna allow this thing to be monetized? OMG, are they even gonna allow this thing to be? Because it's real talk. Because we're talking real talk. Are they even gonna allow this thing to be monetized? Did I even press the monetization button for this one? No, I forgot. Well, let's do it now. You know, one thing I hate, folks. Folks. I said folks. It sounded funny. One thing I hate, folks, is when I'm watching a video, you know, watched a couple of videos over the last few days. You know, I normally don't have the time. But watched a couple of videos, couple boxing videos over the last few days. And, you know, one thing I realize I hate is when you get adverts every 5 minutes. It's damn outrageous. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? They know you're just going to click off. I mean, what? I think I probably have 2 adverts in my shiznix. I think I set it so you can have one at the beginning and one at the end. That's all. That's it. Maybe one in the middle sometimes, but that's rare. I think that's rare. I don't want to kill people with adverts, but some of these damn channels I see, I look at try to watch the video and there's a damn advert every 5 minutes. I just got to click off. I hope that's not your experience of the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. I hope that's not your experience. I think I set the thing in such a way that you get one advert at the beginning, one at the end, and if it's a long video, maybe one in the middle, and that should be that. And ain't one every 5 minutes. Let's save that. And let's see if we can monetize this shiznix. Okay. Monetization. I bet you it comes up immediately. Let's see. Let's see. Limited. OMG. This video is running limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. It remains fully playable and is eligible to earn subscription revenue from YouTube Premium. Can I request a review right now? Right now? How and why would I do that? I'm going to request a review right now. If you're certain that your video, okay, I'll leave it. Metadata meet YouTube's advertiser-friendly guideline. You can request a human review. We prioritize review based on a number of signals. Okay, leave that for now. I'll do it after the show. Let it be limited for now. Let it be limited for now. Okay. Let's get back on track. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, first of all, let me catch up with the chat. Then we'll have a look. I'll do that now, actually. Let me have a look at the poll. OMG. Yeah, only half of the people in the chat right now voted on the poll. Let's get that up to at least 75%. Come on, we need 75% respondents in the polls. Come on now. Do your duty. Do your duty. Let's have a look. TKO 22. I agree with them. We stand with Ukraine. But where were they when other countries were dying? Yeah. I heard there's 85,000 children have died in the Yemen, the home country of Nassim Hamed. Yemen. Comes from Yemen, does he not? Yemen. He's Yemeni. He's Yemeni, from Yemen. I hear a statistic, there's 85,000 children have died over there in a period of time due to the ongoing conflict with Saudi, ongoing situation. Raphie trying to be diplomatic due to their ongoing situation with Saudi Arabia. That ain't good. but don't get talked about. That ain't good, but don't get talked about. Yeah, we need some fair play. We need some fair play. YouTube don't mess around. Maybe we should all join hands and sing, "We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving." Real talk, real talk. Okay. So, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to get into the poll, really. Okay, yeah. We got 70% of respondents. How long? 12 minutes? Come on, Raphie. You're too impatient. Let it play. Let it play out. Let's leave that up there. At least for another 10 minutes. At least for another 10 minutes. What's going on here? Let's have a look. Let's move that up like so. Let's pin that. Boom. Okay, so that's pinned. And this war's timing is convenient. Maybe I'm cynical, but a lot of politicians worldwide have escaped backlash. Yeah, all of a sudden that's come off the headlines, like it's disappeared. How come nobody's talking about that anymore? Nobody's talking about the virus anymore. Well, yeah, I just read an article to say that the booster shots are wearing off now. The booster shots last for what? Like 7 weeks. And for a lot of the vulnerable and the elderly, then apparently the virus numbers are going up, creeping up in those catchment groups as the booster shots apparently wear off after like 7 weeks. So what are people going to have to do? Get boosters for their boosters? Get boosters for your roosters? Okay. Hope you can hear the music in the background. It's the drums. It's my original music. Hope you can hear it. Okay. So I think I've covered that. Yep. I think we've covered that. I think I'm going to let that be. We've covered the war topic. What do I think? Have I expressed my views? Should I express my views before the close of the poll? Yeah, things that make you go, Things that make you go, Should I express my views on this topic? Of course I should. That's why you're here. That's why it's called the Boxing Talk with Raphie. You want to hear what Raphie got to say? I can see his point. I can see a point. Why did that come from the phone? But it seemed like it was directly in my ear. That alert. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I realize. I remember now. How many windows? Okay, remember they tried to take out the Raphie's internet last night. In fact, they did. Enemy forces. And Raphie said, I'm gonna have to step my game up. I'm gonna have to step my game up. And then I remembered. I said I'm gonna have to step my game up and have another 2 sources of internet, not just one source, in case the enemy forces strike. I said I need 2 sources of internet. And about a little while later, I realized, OMG, I do have 2 sources of internet. I got the internet on my phone also. We've got the Dawkins Towers internet and the internet on my phone. So I do have 2 sources of internet. The only thing now is I've got to figure out how I used to do it in the old days, where didn't have internet in the home, but I had internet on my phone, and I used that. I used the phone internet to run my computer. I haven't done that for many a year. So now I'm going to have to figure out. Remember how to do this. Going to have to research how to do this. So, if the main internet source gets taken out, I can go to my backup. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep this thing. All the way. I'll make sure we got options. Okay. So, where was I going to go? Oh, yes. We mustn't think that since taking the knee was the first sign of politics in boxing. Do I stand with the knee? I stand with the knee. I take the knee. Along with Colin Kaepernick. I take the knee. So I guess I'm not in agreement that there's no place that boxing and politics should be separate. Remember the Olympic Games in Germany? The Olympic Games in Germany. Oh Lord. No, talking about 1936 games. I think I'm talking about 1936 games. 1936 Olympic Games. Oh Lord. Raphie's going in. I ain't gonna let him monetize. But I really and truly, I want the pictures, don't I? I want the images to show to the people. Oh Lord. Anyway, let's share this. Sorry, Klitschko. Gotta say goodbye, brother. Should give him a salute. Give the guy a salute. Wish you well. As I do. I wish well to all other victims of wars that are currently going on, but not getting no airtime because they're not sexy. Are they not sexy enough? I don't know. But let's do this. You're the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. The poll is in this chat. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. And hit the share button. Okay. All right, let's share this. Okay, you're the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio because we go in. We go in hard. Okay. Now, politics, boxing, sports, 1936 Olympics. I want to see the Führer himself. Where's the Führer? Ah, there he is. There is the Führer. And you'll remember. Well, you're not going to remember it because you wasn't there. Neither was I. Neither was the Raphie. But you know that figure. You know that is Jesse Owens. You know that. How Jesse Owens foiled Hitler's plans for the 1936 Olympics. Where he was supposed to show, his eugenics, superiority. He was supposed to show superiority, superior race. But Jesse Owens, it kind of put the kibosh on that. And I'm sure people don't need me to remind them. Oh Lord, reject all. Need me to remind them of what happened. What's going on here? Let's stop sharing that. and start sharing this. Oh Lord, what's that? Get out of here. Okay, American runner Jesse Owens running the 200-meter sprint, setting a new Olympic record in August 1936. This is what the this is the Hitler's Olympics, 1936. Hitler saw African American track stars as a threat. Oh Lord. How Jesse Owens foiled Hitler's plans for the 1936 Olympics. He was supposed to show the superiority of the Aryans. But a man like Jesse Owens scooping up gold medals by the handful put paid to that foolish notion. Meanwhile, Jesse Owens had emerged as a track and field sensation in the States. Can't really go into this too deep or else we'll be talking about this all night, and I can't do that, but I'm just stimulating your brain, just in case anybody out there was insane in the membrane. Okay, so Jesse Owens became the first American to win 4 gold medals in track and field. Eat your heart out. What's that cat's name? Carl Lewis. Was that his name? Eat your heart out, Carl Lewis. There's Jesse Owens standing aloft. Damn. Well, you got the Nazi salutes there. OMG. Hitler was most displeased. Hitler snubbed him. Supposed to put one of the gold medals around his neck. Hitler snubbed him, which is shows that Hitler, amongst other things, was a poor sportsman. There he is, a little rascal. Okay. So where are we now? Where are we? Dying. Okay, so let's get into this. So what else? And later on, let me come out to that. Damn, how many windows do I have open? Let's stop sharing that. And of course, later we had Olympic Games. Of course, we had. Hold on, am I still sharing? I'm not. OMG, let's start sharing again. And of course, we had. Let's come out to the Jesse Owens thing. Let's come out to that. Let's go into this. And of course, we had the controversial Black Power salute in the 1968 Olympics, which was to shame the U.S. government from perpetrating the continual perpetration of the iniquities in their society. So, the Black Power salute us to say, hey, America, we're showing you up around the world. This is beamed around the world. They're going to ask us why we're doing this, and we're going to tell them. It's because we're not being treated fairly. We're not being treated equally. We are being discriminated against. And we're telling the world, and we're shaming you in front of the world. Step your damn game up. That was the message. Of the Black Power salute in the 1968 Olympic Games. Okay, we're just dropping facts. Nothing but facts up in here on the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. Okay, let's bring that down. Let's bring that down. Okay. Back in the room. Back in the room. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the poll. Let's have a look at the poll. Where is it? Okay. There it is. How long's it been going? 27 minutes. And okay. Yeah. Good response. Okay. I'm going to leave that there because you've had some more food for thought. And it's a big topic. It's a big topic. You know, we're not scared of big topics over here at the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. I had to talk about it, had to chop it up, had to get all up in it. Okay, so before we change, yeah, YouTube better pay me. YouTube don't play. Hey, YouTube are very stingy. Believe me, mark my words. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look before we change tact. But I think it's appropriate that we talk about it. It's a big topic. It's a serious topic. And worthy of discussion. Okay. So let's have a look what people had to say before we change tact. Uh-oh. Philip Carl Roberts up in the building. My father has recently contracted the virus. So has my brother and his household. Well, that is just crazy. That is just crazy. That's just crazy. You know? It's like sometimes you wonder if it really exists, and then other times you hear tales like this and you think, dang. Dang. You know what I'm saying? I like to think, I hope I don't contract it. I like to think, you know, I don't believe I'm in any kind of, I don't believe I'm at a risk group. But you hear tales like that's like, whoa, hey, brings it on home, literally and figuratively. OMG. I wish them all well. I wish them all, wish they all recover well, get back to full health. Well, are they showing strong symptoms or mild symptoms? Because some people just have mild cold symptoms. So what kind of level is there? What kind of level is there response to the virus? Boxing knee. I can't trust the president of the Ukraine. Yes. What do you mean well done? You mean the breakdown? You like the breakdown? Hey, that's good. I like to feed the people. Some intellect over here. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, the thing's bigger than boxing. So I don't limit. That's why I don't limit myself. That's why I don't limit myself to boxing. I go outside of the box. I don't stay. Oops, sorry. I just hit the mic. I don't stay in the box. I go outside the box, around the box, then back in the box. Then I pop out the box again. You know what I mean? Versatility. Repeat after me. Versatility. Okay. And sensitivity. OMG. You gotta laugh. Absolutement. Yeah. It didn't work out too well for them, did it? Didn't work out too well for the Führer. There's something there. Oh, you got another comment. Cool. I think Usyk should train and rematch AJ during this time, raising money for the Ukraine people and bringing attention to the world that Russian leaders can't dictate to Ukraine or other countries. That's an interesting take. But I think Usyk feels he needs to be there. He needs to be there in the reserves, just to show the Ukraine people to lead by example. I think that's why he's back in the Ukraine. Father's was quite ill yesterday, but he feels better today. My brother, his wife, and kids are okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, speedy recovery to the father. And yeah, the brother and the kid, the wife and kids are okay. Good to hear that. Different, varying degrees of severity this thing has. Yeah, still around, folks. It's still around. I like to box around. Okay. What we got here? Wow. Well, you know, me and Troy had a little fallout. But certainly no hard feelings on the Raphie side. You know what I'm saying? So definitely wishing Troy well. Wishing him well. Get well, old buddy. Get well. Okay. So, where are we? I think we've done it due justice. I think we've done it more than due justice. And so we're going to move on from this particular topic. And I guess I'm going to close the poll. Okay. So the question was, should Canelo versus Bivol be scrapped until after the war as per Klitschko's request? As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Didn't I have something up? Didn't I have an article up? Didn't I have something up? Yeah, I already showed you something though. But did I have another one? Yeah, that's one. But where is the particular one I was looking for? Where is the particular one? Let's see. Let's see if we find it this time. No. Okay, we haven't found it. Okay, so be it. Okay, so let's do a smooth transition. As I close the poll. Have I closed it yet? No. Okay. So should Canelo versus Bivol be scrapped until after the war? 27% of is that 27 or 21? 27% of respondents said yes, it should be scrapped until after the war. So that's more than many would have expected. That's almost, well, it's pretty much damn near 30. It's almost a third. Damn, hold on a second. Why did I round it up? I could round it down. It's just over a quarter. Just over a quarter of respondents said yay, it should be scrapped. That's 27%. And 73%. That's like almost 3/4. 73% said nay, it should not be scrapped. Okay. So those are the facts and figures there from the poll. Kept it open a long enough time. Long enough time for people to get their voting, express their opinion. Where we at? Okay, Uncle Burnt apostrophe up in the building. Who else has jumped in? Malcolm Marcel up in the building. DJ Wexford, or Wexford DJ, up in the building. D. Douglas up in the building. These are some of the recent ones. who joined us. What was there? A guy called Light. What was he? Lightsaber. Can't see him now. Can't see him now. Okay. Oh. What's the issue? Isn't he light heavy? Yes, light heavy. The issue is that the Klitschko brothers are requesting that America ban the American government, the American boxing governorship, ban the Canelo versus Bivol fight due to the war. But 72% said no, it should not be scrapped. They say the show must go on. So that's what's crack-a-lacking right about now. Okay, so next poll, let's do it straight away. Who wins? Who wins? Canelo? Bivol? Boom. Okay, so who wins, Canelo or Bivol? For me, I think Bivol is sound, technically sound. He boxes within himself. He's not wild. He's he's a very compact fighter in terms of in so much as that he tends not to be lazy with his punches. They go out and they come back. He's technically very sound. However, Canelo's a beast. And some people think that's due to his, shall we say, protocols. Some people say it's due to his PED protocols. Mate, I just think he's a hell of a boxer. Does his PED protocols, fighting under Eddie Reynoso. Reynoso's gym got a bit of a reputation for PEDs. We got Valdez fighting Shakur Stevenson later on this year. What is it, in a month or two? Reynoso gym has a bit of a reputation. But come what may, I don't know what he's got in his veins. Come what may, the man, I'm talking about Canelo, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast. And do I think Bivol is going to take that beast in? No, I don't think so. But I think he's going to he could put up a very good fight if he steps in on his right hand. Who's to say he don't knock Canelo out cold? Do I give Bivol a chance? I give Bivol a chance. I give Bivol a 43% chance. Specifically 43%. So that means I've got Canelo in 57%. I give Canelo a 57% chance of winning. Yeah, I think Canelo's going to do it. But I don't rule out Bivol. But I think Canelo's going to be too much of a beast. Too much of a beast. Too much of a beast. Poll is open. Let's stop sharing this. Get your votes in. Let's have a look here. What we got here. Okay. Oh, oh. So that, glad I found that. Glad I remembered that. Okay, let's stop sharing that for times. Let's start sharing this. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Can you see what I can see? Let's bring this. Let's bring this shizzle up. I think I was sharing it. Boom, boom. Boom. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Canelo stands firm. The top names should fight each other to land the payday. Payday. They want payday. To land a payday. Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez would like to see the best fighters at middleweight and super middleweight collide with each other, with Canelo stepping in the ring to fight the overall winner. Okay, so Canelo has already mapped out his entire year. Let me just bring this up a little bit so you can see. You can read along with Raphie. Okay. Canelo has already mapped out his entire year. He will return to the ring on May the 7th when he moves back to light heavyweight to challenge the WBA champion, Bivol. Then Canelo intends to return to the ring in September. What is it? Cinco de Mayo? Is that Cinco de Mayo? The Mexico, the Mexican holiday, Cinco de Mayo? I think so. Okay. So, where are we? Where are we? Dang. Skipped a lot. Okay. So, he'll return to the ring in September to defend his WBA, IBF, WBO, WBC super middleweight titles against Gennady Golovkin in a trilogy fight. So a trilogy fight, it appears, has been made. Me, how do I feel about a trilogy fight? I'm over it. I think Golovkin won the first one. Some argue he won the second one, but certainly won at least the first one. Or at least one of them. So now, I don't know, man. I think that third fight is past its due date. But I guess it's a big money fight. For sure. So, why not? Why not? But there are numerous other boxers calling to face Canelo. The likes of David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, David Morrell, Joe Smith, and John Ryder, just to name a few. Okay, rather than wait around for a lucrative opportunity, Canelo wants them to get together and fight each other. Canelo told DAZN, "I'm busy this year. I know they want that payday, but I really don't understand why they don't fight each other. Fight each other, and then I'll fight the win, and then I'll fight the winner of them all. I don't effing care." Okay, strong words from Canelo. So, Canelo was offered a 2-fight deal with Premier Boxing Champions, PBC, to face Charlo and Benavidez in 2022. But he ultimately decided to accept a 2-fight deal with promoter Eddie Hearn for the fights with Bivol and Golovkin. So Bivol and Golovkin, what are the tougher fights there? What are the tougher fights there? That should be the poll, really. Who are the tougher fights? Charlo and Benavides from Playboy Soy, or Bivol and Golovkin with Eddie Hearn, or is that Matchroom DAZN? Which were the toughest set of fights there? That's an interesting question, is it not? Okay. Oh, so that's that. Canelo talks some more ish, saying the other guy's talking ish. It's not an easy fight. It's a hard fight for me. 100% on this fight. And then we'll talk about that fight. Yeah. I was talking about Bivol. Okay. Canelo stands firm. The top names should fight each other. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Plus, Canelo got the scorecard insurance. Hey, was that the same insurance that Josh? What's his surname? Josh Taylor had? Was that the same insurance policy? Team Canelo win. Vamos. Canelo is king. Indeed. King Canelo. Canelo in the, I don't know what that is, or the outhouse, or the big house, the mansion. I'm on a mission and my mission won't stop. The guy on a mission. Okay. So what's that there? We drop that down. As we proceed to give you what you need. Okay. Okay. And we're moving on. Swiftly. Let's have a look at the poll. Okay. Yeah. Good. High percentage vote rate. And It's close. Okay. How long has it been open? 11 minutes. Okay. We give it another 9 minutes. I decide insurance. Okay. Let me share my screen with you. How that look like? Okay, so let's move that up. Let's move that on up. Remember, folks, the poll is open, still open for the next 8 minutes. So if you've not got your vote in, get your vote in. As a matter of fact, let me refresh this thing. Oh yeah. So get your votes in and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Okay. So Josh Taylor says he's not against facing Kell Brook, but says 149 is too high. Normally campaigns are 140. We don't want to go up to 9 pounds. Don't want to go up to 9 pounds to face Kell Brook. Well, then you don't want to fight him, then, do you? Dang. And in comes our man in the Caribbean. He goes by the name of the Iron Kong. Iron Kong, how do you do today? Good to have you up in here.
Hey, Raphie, peace to you, brother. You know, once I see you on, I usually come on and try, line with you a little bit. You know what I mean? Keep you company before you fall asleep here talking to yourself in dark in the luxurious Dawkins Towers.
Hey, 100%. 100%. Always good to have your input up in here on the topics of the day.
Yeah.
You missed the big one. The
What was the
first
big one?
one. The big one was the Klitschko brothers. The Klitschko brothers requesting that the American boxing authorities suspend the fight, ban the fight for now. The Canelo versus Bivol fight.
Imagine if other countries that like to invade other people, their fighters and their sportsmen were banned from action and all of that, right?
Mm.
So it's interesting that people like Klitschko can take these strident stances, but I'm not gonna give my real political opinion on this because this is not the place for it. But in terms of Klitschko and that, it would be nice if other countries got the same treatment when they invade other places and commit war crimes under false pretenses, bomb places in the name of democracy, and nobody sanctions them and threatens their fighters. Vladimir Klitschko needs to worry about them people hiding in tunnels from Russian bombs rather than Dmitry Bivol. And this is why I said on my stream, I really hate how these quote-unquote boxing journalists keep asking these boxing people about the war in Ukraine and Russia. I really, really hate it. But Vladimir Klitschko is out of line. These people need to earn their living. They don't have nothing to do with that. You worry about you, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
It reminds me when Piers Morgan had Anthony Joshua when he came back from Saudi. Anthony, but how can you, a sportsman, possibly fathom taking money from the Saudis? What? Shut up.
Whereas in the meantime, the British government were doing $100 million deals.
Exactly. Arms deals.
Hundreds of millions per year. But yet, that's okay. Let's not talk about that. But let's go to the individual sportsmen and let's put the blame on them. Oh, you're doing business with a country which we do billions of business with per year. But you, the individual, are wrong to do so. But the country, the crown, it's all good. It's all good when the country does business with these countries. But the individual, no, you can't do it. You're a bad person. Oh, really? So is it a bad country then? What are you saying, Piers? What are you saying? Trying to take man for fool. You know what I'm saying? Try to act as if you think man don't got no sense. You know what I mean? Clean up your own backyard. Clean up your own backyard.
Exactly. Clown
Yeah, exactly. Clean up your own damn backyard first. So yeah, that was one of the biggies. That was the big one at the top of the show, the TOP.
What was your opinion? What was your opinion? I didn't hear your opinion.
My opinion on that, well, my opinion, some folks, some of the good folk up in here in the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio chat, they said, well, hey, politics and sports shouldn't mix. And I pointed out, I went back, pulled up some graphics and some text from the 1936 Olympics, which took place in Germany under the Hitler regime. And, Jesse Owens had an agenda which Jesse Owens, with his 4 gold medals, paid to. And I use that as a reference to show that, hey, boxing and politics, they have met before. And I went to the 1968 Olympics. Some of the athletes used the black power gloved fist in the air.
That's right.
To shame the American government, to say to the world, or say to the American government, hey, the world's watching us and we're telling on you. We're telling that you ain't treating your citizens equally. And we're making a worldwide statement with that.
That's right.
And then latterly, and I agree with that, by the way. And latterly, we've had Colin Kaepernick cause much discussion by taking the knee for much the same thing. So, hey, come on now. All we want is some equality. And I stand with Colin Kaepernick's knee. I stand with the knee. So, yeah, I agree with that too. So
my question, Raphie.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to add on to what you were saying.
Yeah.
They asked Dimitri Bivol about what he feels about the war and everything, right?
Yeah.
Suppose Dimitri Bivol has said, you know what, I support my country, I support my president. Would Dimitri Bivol be a villain right now?
Well, I guess so. I guess he would be perceived as such. Whether he is a villain, is he a villain for standing with his country? Is he a villain for standing with his country? Is this war somehow more important than the other conflicts going on around the world? I hear some 85,000 children in Yemen have lost their lives due to the conflict or the imposition by the Saudi Arabia on their country, but doesn't really get much press. So I don't know, is one war more important than another? Is that's my question, sometimes I don't know. But I do think that politics and boxing, they do meet sometimes. They do meet.
Of course they do meet. But it's just like, but what I'm saying is, Vladimir Klitschko coming out and saying this dude should be banned and he should be. It's like, well, I'm not here. I'm just trying to box and go home. You know what I'm saying? There are some things about the Ukraine people don't like too that have been highlighted. Nobody asked for you to be banned, Klitschko, right? I mean, I saw some things happening to people that look like me in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for Usyk and these people to be banned, right? So, look here, man.
Clean up your own backyard. Once again, it comes back to clean up your own backyard. You got some things to work on over there in the Ukraine. There's some people like me who look like me and Kong who are, not getting the best treatment over there. We're not being treated equally over there. We're not being treated fairly over there. So it would appear. And so, you gotta look at your own backyard as well. Klitschko.
Yeah, it's just interesting, but sports and politics do intersect because sports is nationalistic and they do intersect. You can't stop that. And sportsmen have their opinions, but we have a right to also disagree with those opinions.
Yes.
And I disagree with Klitschko with that.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Dimitri Bivol does not have nothing to do with you, sir. This man is just trying to fight and go home because I don't see how stopping Dimitri Bivol from eating is going to stop Putin from bombing this place, right? I just don't see, right? It doesn't make sense, but that's just me. Let the governments deal with that. They'll sanction each other to death and whatever. But you stopping Bivol from having his championship fight is not going to stop these bombs from dropping, man. All right.
I think it's important. There, folks. You got Kong. You got Kong on the one side, and on the other side, maybe you got me. Maybe I'm a believer. I'm a believer that if you're fighting for what you believe is right, and if you apply logic to it and reason to it, and it still makes sense, then maybe it ain't a bad fight. But I reiterate, Klitschko's, you got some work to do in your own backyard. So that's my position. Is it ambiguous? Is it? Yes, it might be, but that's how I feel. You know, I can see both sides. See both sides of the argument. Raphie sitting on the fence on this one, kinda. Bruce
I got you,
goes.
Raphie. I mean, you know, you're a wise man, so you know,
Well,
I understand what you're saying completely. I don't think I can see both sides. He might feel how he feels,
yeah.
but you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, stopping Bivol from fighting, and then the WBC and them stopping what's his name from fighting Joe Smith for the belts. The other Russian, what's his name?
Better beef.
Better Biv.
Yeah.
Stopping this dude from doing that. What does
Mm.
that do to stop the war? Are you gonna say sportsmen are gonna start being disgruntled against Putin? Does it look like Putin asked these sportsmen for their opinion before he started bombing the place?
Mm.
Putin did not call no meeting for all the sportsmen to look here, man. I'm gonna drop these bombs, and I'm sorry about that, you know. But this guy happened. Let me tell you something. This man said, "Look here, I doing this, and this is what gonna happen."
Mm.
All
It's
right?
a good point. It's a good point. What I'm saying is there's good arguments on both sides. There's good arguments on both sides. There really is.
No, trust me. I
Yeah.
mean, I will listen to anybody, but
Yeah.
I have my own personal opinions about this whole thing,
Yes.
and I'm not gonna, you know, mess up your channel with that right now, Raphie. I'll save it for my
No.
place.
I think
I'll
we
do-
touched on it. I think we've
Yeah.
touched. I think we've touched on it. You know,
Yeah. You've already
Klitschko-
lost followers for your strident opinions.
we lost the head of finance due to my strident opinions. But you know, Raphie's not going to sway. Raphie's not going to sway. I will talk the thing. You know, I brought up the graphics earlier, talked about Jesse Owens, talked about the Führer. Immediately I checked, and the monetization on this video was marked limited by YouTube. But hey, that's never stopped the Raphie. It's never stopped the Raphie from talking about what I want to talk about, however controversial it may be. You know, we lose some people sometimes, but do I look like I care? You know, about that losing people. Makes me sad when we lose a brother or a sister. But I think the most important thing for me is that, you know, we apply logic to the things that we see around us. We say, is this right? Is this fair? Is this equitable? You know, is there a lack of equality going on here? You know, is there a lack of fairness going on there? And if so, I'm not going to shy away from it. You know, even though it's ostensibly a boxing channel, more so, equally so, it's a live channel. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why the Raphie don't shy away from the things that 99.9% of boxing channels do shy away from. I don't criticize them for shying away from it, because you do get pounded. You know, the channel took some heavy licks from the authorities. Took some heavy licks. So I don't recommend it. But you know, the Raphie just gotta say it like he sees it. You know what I'm saying? As we move on, we got the Bruce Goes up in the building. We got the Fight Doctor up in the building. Let's see what the people are saying before. Yeah, Isabelis is right. Get them hitting the like buttons up. Turn it up. Politics is dirty. I think Bivol probably doesn't consider particularly patriotic to be H. I think he's from a faction akin to Chechnya or Dagestan. Oh yeah, one of them places. Yeah, Bivol has nothing to do with the war. Klitschko. Okay, that's a good point from D Benders. Very good point. Good to see D Benders up in the building. Klitschko needs to put the Instagram down and pick up his rifle. Bivol has nothing to do with the war. Apparently, it's more important to Ukrainian. It's more important. They're more civilized, apparently. Hypocrisy at its best. And AJ Spay comes in with a donation to the channel so we can keep
somebody
them.
got to fill the can, bro.
Say that again. The can's been kidnapped.
This ain't the same. This ain't the same. No.
We got to get the can back. It's being held for ransom, but I ain't had the ransom.
Usage. The bell was for, when people, not observing parliamentary procedure.
That is true. That is true. That is true. That is historical facts. Historical facts. Okay, AJ Spay up in the building. Salute to the Raphie, Kong, and everyone in the chat. Salute to you, AJ Spay. And your donation is much appreciated. Of course, that goes towards the live shows sometimes when we have to shell out, when we have to dip into the coffers to pay for a live show. Good one. That's why it comes in real handy. Real handy. Okay, so Josh Taylor. Oh, damn, I almost forgot about Josh Taylor. Let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. Well, there's a couple of things. He says he's not against fighting Kell Brook at 149. But says 149 is too high. So that's like saying you are against fighting Kell Brook because you're going to be fighting at 149. 149. Says he's not against it, but if he ain't going to do it, then it appears that he's against it. So, according to my calculations, that is. And what we're saying here. And there's another story. Where is that story? Oh, Lord. Where is it? Okay, so one of the judges. Dang, we got plenty of Josh Taylor stories. One of the judges. You see that? One of the judges has been downgraded. Who is it? Ian John Lewis has been downgraded for the 114 to the 111 score he turned in favor of Josh Taylor, Scotland's finest. And Jack Catterall is not satisfied with that. Let's get that up so people can see for themselves. Hold on a sec. Let's bring that down just a tad. Okay, so Ian John Lewis has been downgrading judge for the scorecard he turned in 114-111 in favor of Josh Taylor. Okay, in a post on Twitter, Catterall said not good enough in response to the board's decision to downgrade the judges. The judges downgrade the judge, not judges, the judge, Ian John Lewis. The money Catterall would have made had the judges given him the victory over Taylor would have been huge. They say possibly in the millions. I say certainly in the millions. Instead of getting that money, Catterall has a defeat on his record and is no longer mandatory for the WBO belt. Okay. So what does it say? Well, it's possible that the WBO organization will order him and number 2 WBO, Barboza Jr., to fight for their 140-pound title if and when Taylor vacates the strap. That'll be just for the single title, not all 4. And even if Catterall wins, he won't be the undisputed 140-pound champion. And the money he would make as a single belt champion would likely not be nearly as much as he would have made were he the unified or undisputed champion. So despite downgrading John Lewis for the score, the British Boxing Board of Control determined that his score didn't impact the overall result of the fight, meaning that Catterall's defeat will stand and not be overturned. Okay. So these things, these decisions, you see one of Catterall guys with his hand on his head. And I think he's every justification for doing so. So the decision stands, but the story gets deeper than that, because let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. OMG. The heat's on now. Let's see. It's a race against time. Will I find it? Let's do another little quick search. Let me scroll. No, I can't find it just now, but I can tell you that a police investigation has been launched in regards to the scores, the fight, the result. A police investigation has been launched. Does anybody want me to pull up the article? No, I'm not gonna look for the article right now. But yes, a police investigation has been launched. So Josh Taylor's getting it from all sides. Right about now. Let's go into the chat. Oh, he also said he's willing to fight Jack Catterall again, but at a catch weight. So even if he beats him at a catch weight, it don't make no difference. Still doesn't win the belts. So that don't make no sense to me. Taylor needs to run it back. It would be nice, but he ain't gonna do it. And John Lewis does have atrocious scorecards often. Well, I pulled him up now. Ian John Lewis, sorry. Yeah. Well, if he's had lots of bad days at the office, then it's only right that he be downgraded. Good. Swab Boxing up in the building. How do you do? Hope all is well. Okay. Let's have a look here. I don't know. I think Yan Kong is away from the mic for a moment. That's
well,
all.
I'm here, brother. Just letting you talk. I thought,
No. Jump on in, my friend. Jump on in.
So when they say downgrade, like it's like football where they relegate you to like second division, third division. So he gonna be judging like white collar fights, semi-pro fights. What?
Well, they haven't been specific, but I'm assuming it means that he won't be getting the prime fight of this caliber anymore. So yeah, pretty much he's going to be downgraded. He's going to be getting a fight of lesser importance, and I might imagine that his scorecards would be up to more scrutiny. So I guess he's been put back to probation, I would imagine.
So he's gonna be judging like Shropshire FC boxing or whatever. Look at it. Man, all is don't I mean, it's cool that they did something. Jack Catterall, I mean, they didn't turn it into a no contest. I mean, I guess they couldn't because the fight was completed. Ultimately, I think I listened to Eddie Hearn and he made a point which was I never thought about. He said, look, I don't think it's corruption. It's that a lot of these judges, they've been doing it so long that they have preconceived notions of certain styles and sometimes people.
Yeah.
And they go into it already. Like if you exhibit a certain style, they're going to automatically rule against you no matter what. Even if you're winning the fight, they've seen the style so long and they don't like it. Like they don't like a boxer. Right. Yeah. So they'll automatically give the more aggressive guy more props or more points, even though the more aggressive guy might not necessarily be winning the fight. So they have their mind set already as to what they like and what they don't like. They're not actually watching the fight for its own merit and seeing what's happening with fresh eyes. And maybe there needs to be brand new judges.
Yeah.
And I don't know if ex-fighters would be a good choice. I don't know what the criteria is to be a boxing judge. But I think he's right. You need new people in there who are not as jaded by the sport and whatnot. So I don't know what that does for Jack Catterall. He's gonna probably be mandatory for one belt. Like we said, Raphie, he might get a 1 belt shot, but he'll never get a 4 belt shot again.
There you go.
You know, that's a once in a lifetime, opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And he might not for that 1 belt, he might not even be up for it.
Yeah.
This might leave him so deflated, like he might not even be up for that 1 belt again.
Could be dejected.
This fight. Next thing, Josh Taylor saying about Kell Brook. Is that fight on the table? That's the first I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, I think the offer's open there. Offers open there. I think Kell Brook, they're looking for opponents for Kell Brook on Sky. So who they're looking at? They're looking at, in consideration, names in the hat: Chris Eubank Jr., Connor Ben, and Josh Taylor. Taylor.
If he's saying 149 is too big, then you don't want to fight Kell Brook, because Kell Brook shouldn't be fighting at 147 no more. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It sounded like Kell Brook asked for a ginormous amount of money to fight Conor Ben. And I don't know. Kell Brook, maybe if Amir Khan is really want another beating, he could have it from Kell Brook. But Josh Taylor, if he wants to fight Kell, should fight him at 149, 150. It's not like Josh has had any fights at 147. Josh Taylor should fight Terence Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if his contractual situation with Top Rank will prevent him from fighting Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is in litigation with Top Rank.
Yes.
So I don't know what he does from here.
Well, one thing I do know is that yes, people, I found it. House of Commons Speaker Sir Lindsley Hoyle refers Jack Catterall's loss to Taylor to the police as government launches probe.
Man,
see that? Yeah, man. Real talk. It's a police matter.
How you feel about that?
Well,
how you feel about cops?
Well, I feel good that it's been referred to the police. Ooh. And I'll tell you why. Yeah, Raphie coming with the surprises tonight.
Come with it, Raphie. Come with it.
I feel good that it's been referred to the cops, because there's too much corruption in boxing at the best of times. And so now with promoters or there was an issue with the cards. The cards, it's reported that the cards took a hell of a long time to make its way into the proper hands. And so there is a whiff of suspicion that there might be some foul play at hand, and the police looking into this. Top Rank had a hell of a lot of people fly out to oversee this shizzle, and if one of them, I'm not saying here at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio that I'm accusing any one individual of misconduct, but the police looking into it, I think that that will sharpen the minds of any ne'er-do-wells. I'm not saying it's going to stop corruption, but I'm saying that if you're involved in ill doing, and the authorities are keeping being a little bit more vigilant, perhaps, than they typically have been. And I think that might exercise the mind. And so I am in favor of this matter being referred to the police. I am in favor.
got you, Raphie. I got you, Raphie. Hey, man. I mean, I'm not going to challenge that, man. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, Raphie. Raphie, scruff McGruff, Raphie. I got you. Taking a bite out of crime.
Hey, fighting crime over here. Next week I might wear my Superman outfit. Hey.
Yeah. Listen, man, nothing gonna come of it but no police investigation.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But hey, go ahead. If you think there's corruption in boxing, go right ahead. There's a lot of different things coming in boxing, though. There's a certain new promotion called Pro Bellum that's being funded by a shady cat. So maybe you need to go investigate that, Lindsay Hoyle, whatever your name is. Look here. But that's just my opinion. I mean, that's cool if they could find corruption, go right ahead.
Hey, we never know. If you don't look, you never know. We're gonna have to look into this thing. Some people are saying poo in it, but hey, suppose we get a result out of this. Supposing some names come up out of this. Some names saying wanted. Suppose some wanted posters come up out of this. You know what I mean? It could be very, very interesting. What are we doing here? So it's a good thing I kept this damn thing up. I found it a couple of days ago. It's a good thing I kept it up just to show that this thing is real. This thing is real. And now I can close this down. Oh no, not that. Dang. Good thing I didn't press that. Okay, we can close that down. And where are we going now? Oh, we're going to the poll. About time we close that down. That's been open for a hell of a long time. Okay. So the question was, who wins? If you haven't voted yet, get your vote in because we're about to close the poll. Question is, who wins? Canelo or Bivol? And I can reveal to you now the result of the poll. 47% of respondents thought Bivol wins, and 53% feel that Canelo wins. Okay, Iron Kong, what's your instincts on that? Who wins?
I don't know, Raphie, to be honest. I mean, I would probably edge Canelo more because I've seen him to be more aggressive, and I would think he'll find some way to get in on Bivol. I haven't seen anybody being able to get Dimitri Bivol out of his rhythm. Craig Richards gave him a good run, but by that time Bivol was too far ahead, and he's too disciplined for that.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna watch the Kovalev fight, Canelo's in trouble. But I've seen Canelo right now. Canelo is he's on a roll, man, and it's hard to stop somebody when they're on this kind of aggressive roll. So I might edge to Canelo 51-49.
That's close. That is close.
It's close because he'll have to show me that he can get Dimitri Bivol to not be Dimitri Bivol. I haven't seen nobody yet make Dimitri Bivol get outside of himself at all. This dude is an extremely disciplined boxer.
Yeah.
Extremely disciplined. So
Yes.
I'll have to see it.
Yes. I think I had it at 43% Bivol and 43 and 57%, or 47% Bivol and 53% Canelo, which is funny and interesting because I think that was the exact ratio of the poll. 47% and 53%, something like that. Was it? Yeah. 47% and 53%, although, YouTube have taken their typical 1% off that. They always like to take something. But you know what? We're coming close to the end of this shiznix, but we ain't quite done yet. Did I just open something? Close that. Did I not just open a window? Oh, yes, I did. There it is. So let me share that. With the people. Boom. There we are. Boom. Okay. So, what we're looking at here, we're looking at Anthony Joshua shares proof. Deontay Wilder ducked him, but insists he respects the bronze bomber. Okay, so Anthony Joshua was hit back at claims that he ducked Deontay Wilder when he was heavyweight champion. The Brit faced taunts online that he didn't want to share the ring with the bronze bomber. What's this here? It's back at critics. Deontay Wilder could have fought AJ. Okay. Joshua has been linked with a bout. You see, people? The RDCR ahead of the curve. Was it a week or two ago that we talked about Joshua when I suggested Joshua face Otto Wallin?
That's right.
A week or two ago, yeah. And nobody was talking about that fight before, and now it's all over media. Multiple boxing channels, big and small, are talking about it.
But they won't credit Raphie. They won't credit Raphie.
Where's the credit? Everything we do them falla. If me not some boy can't swallow.
Me tell you.
You know that. You know that's the truth. That's the fact.
I can verify that Raphie is the first one I heard recommend an Otto Wallin fight.
Everybody can verify that. Everybody in here can verify that. Nobody was talking about that as a fight before. I mentioned it 2 weeks ago, and boom, it's all over, bro. I don't hear anybody saying, oh, shout out to Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio for that, because he's the first one I heard with it. I don't hear them. Quick to follow, man, but slow to give credit. That's just, but you know what, Kang? I'm used to it. I'm used to it by now. I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? When the history books are written, you know, my name's gonna have to be up there. It's gonna have to be up there. You know what I mean? So
they hate it, Raphie. They're listening to the show in the back. They're not commenting. They're not thumbing up. They're not donating. They're not coming on the panel. But they're taking your talking points. You know what I'm saying? I got you, Raphie. I hear you. I mean, I was here when you said Otto Wallin. I was here.
They were all here, man. They're all up in here. But like I say, you know, sitting in the back, sitting in darkened rooms, you know what I'm saying? Hoping that Raphie don't know, Raphie don't see them. But when I pass through and do a little sweep through, see what's going on, see what people are talking about, I know who's listening, and I know who's not listening. But it's all good. Raphie the Crime Stopper. Yo, I need to catch some of them and wring their little scrawny necks. You know what I'm saying? Wring their little scrawny necks.
Oh,
okay.
man.
But okay, hey, Raphie's cool. Raphie understands, but the history books will remember. Okay, let's get into it. Joshua has been linked. Yeah, who linked him? Okay. Otto Wallin, amid uncertainty over Alexander Usyk's status. Okay, responding to rumors, AJ wrote, Law, okay, I've shared the ring with most people you see in the heavyweight division today. I boxed Otto Wallin twice as youngsters, and I boxed Joe Joyce and stopped him in 1 round. I do the same thing today. Ain't nothing changed. OMG. I stopped Joe Joyce in 1 round, and I do it again today. Ain't nothing changed. A Twitter user replied, you got scared from Wilder, though. One of AJ's fans hit back with three shushing emojis alongside a screenshot of an old Wilder tweet. And in that tweet dated November 2020, Wilder revealed that Joshua had offered him more money for a fight, but he has stuck to his word and given Tyson Fury a rematch after their controversial draw. Oh, is that it? Oh, okay. Damn, that was a bit of an anticlimax if it was. Okay. Joshua quoted the screenshot of Wilder's tweet writing, need I say more? Let's put this AJ Duck saga to rest. I respect Wilder. He's a good fighter. He just wasn't ready to fight me. If you don't believe me, see below. Joshua has also opened up on accusations that he's become more cautious since the defeat to Andy Ruiz. He wrote, "I wanted to be a slicker boxer. 101, hit and don't get hit. If I was told, I was told, if I love fighting and want to go on for years, try not to get hit a lot. A loss or a beating shouldn't make you scared of boxing. It made me work on my weaknesses. Hard to explain, but make of it that which you will." Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. But I think the key and pertinent points there are, I've shared a ring with most of the people you see in the heavyweight division today. I boxed Otto Wallin twice as youngsters, and I boxed Joe Joyce and stopped him in 1 round. And I do the same thing today. Ain't nothing change. OMG. This is the kind of this is how I like to hear Joshua talking. You know, not in too much of that reflective stuff. We just want give it raw. Just give it to the people, them raw. Yan Kong, as we come to the end of the show, just share your thoughts. Share your thoughts and observations with
it's just interesting. It's just interesting to me that
first of all, let me just welcome in I lured him in with the Deontay Wilder talk, so let me welcome in the fight doctor.
Fight doctors in the house on Rick James status as always. Good.
What's up, fight doctor? Long time, man.
Shout out to the Iron Kong. Long time no see. How you feeling, brother?
Man. Hey, y'all all good, bro.
Iron Kong.
Let me just say quickly, it's just interesting to me how a lot of these British ultranationalists have pretty much written off Anthony Joshua. I thought the Usyk fight, that was a bad loss for him. Not that he got knocked out or nothing, but he shouldn't have lost that fight. But what I'm saying is, here you have a man who, as he said, he's fought these people in amateurs before. Why y'all keep saying these people are scared of people? The whole Deontay Wilder thing, Deontay Wilder told you he turned the fight down to fight Tyson Fury.
Yes.
He turned down multiple times. He said that. Nobody else said that. He said that. He said it on Joe Rogan too after he had a draw with Tyson Fury. He said, yeah, they want to fight me now. They chasing me now. All of that. He said it on the same night when Dillian White fought Derek Chisora. He was in America. I sent you the video, Raphie. Yeah. And the guy asked him, well, are you going to fight Joshua? No. He said, nah. I'm going to fight Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to fight no Joshua. I'm going to fight Tyson Fury. And anybody who was into boxing or understood boxing knew Deontay Wilder was making a mistake, because if you couldn't stop Fury in the first fight, he gonna deal with you in the second fight. Everybody knew what was coming. Everybody saw Tyson Fury outbox this dude, right? He made a mistake. So this whole thing so you can't keep saying Anthony Joshua ducked this guy. When on multiple occasions, this same guy said, Joshua is trying to fight me. I'm the one turning down the fight.
Right.
I sent you all these things. There's a video of him and Shelly Finkel when they turned down the DAZN deal, when they fired Lou DiBella.
Yes.
And they asked Wilder, it was this guy, Blue Blood or whatever, asked them point blank, asked Deontay, why did you turn down the fight? Shelly Finkel stepped in front of Deontay. I'll talk about the business, Deontay.
I'll handle this.
I'll handle this. I was so embarrassed. I was so pissed. Why is this little, anyway, talking on behalf of, I hate it, I hate that video. Anyway, so it's multiple, we've seen this whole Deontay Wilder keeps turning down this fight. Yeah. He's the one who says this. In regards to Otto Wallin and Joe Joyce, I think you should fight Otto Wallin, Joshua, to get used to these. Southpaws are very rare people, especially in fight sport. And you should fight them when you have the opportunity. This is why I don't mind Conor Benn fighting Van Heerden as a southpaw. You got to get used to people like that.
Yeah, definitely. Right?
You have to. Joshua has never really faced a southpaw. He faced Charles Martin, and that was it. And that was, 2 rounds or some nonsense? Charles Martin froze up and laid down. know what I'm saying?
Huh? He said his leather shorts were too tight.
Leather shorts were too tight. Luis Ortiz was offered the fight with when Rui stepped in. They turned it down. Another southpaw. So it's like y'all keep saying this dude is ducking and he's a coward. But thus far, all these people we mentioned turned down fights with him. So if this dude is a coward and he's this and he's soft, why y'all keep turning down these fights with this dude?
Well, according to TKO, he's saying that I reckon it's AJ ducking. He's been dodging DW from the get-go.
So Deontay Wilder saying, I turned the fight down.
What part of that don't you understand, TKO? Deontay Wilder said that. I read it, brother. I read it. I just read it. I was up in black and white.
Say he turned these fights down. So it's like, if he said so, why are you going with your gut instinct and these things? This man said he's not going to fight him.
Deontay Wilder admitted it.
You know,
Deontay Wilder admitted it. It came out of his own mouth. He said it himself. He said, I was offered more money to fight Joshua than you, but I'm still going to fight you. And that's Deontay Wilder to Tyson Fury. TKO, please. I showed you the text. We spoke about it. How can there be any ambiguity, and how rude of me? Sorry to interrupt you there, Ryan Kong. I'll let you get back.
No, I'm done, bro. Go ahead. My bad, sorry.
Okay, so Aaron Daly comes in with a donation to the Raphael Dawkins Combat Nation. Salute to Raphie in the chat and the panel. Hey, much appreciation for the appreciation. Lisa Bellis is sick of the lies. Come on, TKO. Make it make sense. It's just, it's just a gut instinct. But you heard it from Deontay Wilder himself, my friend. You heard it from Deontay Wilder himself. Now, Ryan Kong, do you want to finish up or you want me to go to the fight doctor? What's your schedule like?
Nah, man, let the fight doctor go. I'm going to slide off soon anyway. You know, I got to mind these children. I got to give me youngest one a bath now. So,
absolutely.
You know, let me just, say good night to everybody and hope y'all stay safe. Fight doctor, peace to you, bro. Hey, fight doctor, one of these days you got to come on with my other channel so we can talk about Ukraine and other things around that. But let's not do that on Raphie's channel. All right?
Yes, sir. You just say when. Peace to you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that was the Iron Kong 126. Much appreciation goes out to the Iron Kong. Go check him out on his channel. But in the meantime, a man we haven't seen. Did I say a man? Excuse me. The doctor we haven't seen for some time over here. We haven't heard him. You've seen him in the chat, but you've not heard him. But he's back. He's back with a vengeance. And he goes by the name of, as a matter of fact, I'll let him introduce himself.
Fight Doctor is back in the house on Rick James status, as always.
Talk to me, Iron Kong. Talk to me. Good to have you back up in here. Talk to me.
Well, the first thing I want to say is I think the Klitschko sisters need to shut up. Right? Now, listen, we can all agree, disagree on what's going on between Russia and Ukraine. And my personal opinion, I think that there's a lot of lopsided reporting on what's actually taking place or what has taken place with regard to that situation. And, it's, and I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I find it amazing how you have these popular victims who live amongst a sea of unpopular victims. Like, where are the no-fly zones? Where is all of the financial and military aid and support for the people of Yemen, the people of Palestine, right? These people have been subjugated, have been, living under duress for years, if not decades. And all of a sudden, Russia invades Ukraine, and people are bending over backwards to help these people. and not to say that there's anything wrong with that. The problem is that they seem to be fashionable victims living in a sea of unfashionable victims, and the hypocrisy is legendary, and it stinks. So, having said that, the Klitschko sisters need to shut up, because say what you look. I don't care. You can. I'm not a particular fan of the Russian government. I'm not a particular fan of the Ukrainian government, to be completely honest. But whatever the Russian government does, Bivol has nothing to do with that. So why do you want to punish this guy? Look, this guy, he gets up in the morning, he does his road work, he puts in the work, trains like any other fighter, but yet and still he needs to be punished because of the actions of someone he has nothing to do with. Vladimir Putin does not even know who Bivol is. Right? So why would you want to punish this guy for something he has absolutely, positively nothing to do with? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I kind of will say pretty much the same thing. Why punish a guy for something he's got nothing to do with? Yeah. I mean, I've already given my opinion. I mean, I do believe, as people say, there should boxing or politics has no place in sports, and I agree and I disagree. There are occasions where, in the main, I would agree, but there are occasions historically which I've gone through earlier on. People who listen back to the show, missed the first half of the show. They can check out the first half of the show at their leisure. But I went into some incidences where I actually agreed with, or somewhat agreed with politics intersecting with sports. The 1936 Olympics in Germany under the Führer, Hitler, when he wanted to display the superiority of the Aryan race in sports, and Jesse Owens kind of popped up and kind of ruined those plans with 4 gold medals. 1936. I made reference to the 1968 Olympics, where certain Black American athletes stood on the podium with their gloved fist aloft, and I explained that was a message to the world and a message to the American government, saying, listen, if you don't bring some equality to the way you're treating your citizenry, then you leave us with no choice but to shame you in front of the world. That's my take on it. And I also referenced more latterly, the Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. And I boldly and clearly stated that I stand with the knee. I stand with the knee. I support the knee. And the message once again was the same. Hey, can you stop brutalizing certain elements of your citizenry? Can we get a little bit of equality up in this biatch? And once again, I say I stand with the knee. I stand with the knee. I support the knee. So those are incidences which I highlighted where I agree with politics intersecting with sports on those incidences. So that's on the one hand. On the other hand, I do agree, Bivol didn't start this. Bivol didn't cause this. I don't know if Bivol supports this. He ain't really a Russian as such. You can see he's from the outer regions, probably a land that was taken over by Russia. So I doubt he's a supporter of the latest aggression. But then Kong made a point and says, well, hey, what about people who come from countries that, other people have invaded. You know what I mean? You know, what about them? What about them people? What about them people who come from perhaps less fashionable spots of the globe? You know, so we can see double standards. We can see double standards at play here, and it's only right. You know, it's Raphie Dawkins. We talk about, hey, we talk about boxing, but we talk about more than boxing. Sometimes there are things out there that are bigger than boxing. And for that, as well as the boxing, you come to the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio, because we ain't afraid. We ain't afraid to talk about it. I mean, we have to choose our words carefully. You know, there's data, there's metadata, there's word analysis. If you put a couple of words together, hot topic words, hot button words, you know, you might get the hot button. You might get a hot button, you know, the tip of an umbrella. I don't know if you heard about the Russian exiles who, the Russian exile, was he a politician or was he some scientist or something who he got taken out when a secret agent took him out in the streets of London with a poisoned tipped umbrella? Did you ever hear about that, the Iron Kong? Took him out with a poison tipped umbrella in the middle of London, the heart of civilization. The fight doctor. What's the fight doctor mixing his mushrooms? What's going on?
Fight doctor's still in the house, still on Rick James status.
Oh. Did you hear about the umbrella, the poison-tipped umbrella?
That this is the first I've heard of any poison-tipped umbrella. So you have to enlighten me, sir.
Well, let me do that. We're doing overtime, but with some good people have been in here, like the fight doctor yourself, like the Aaron Daly, and scrolling up. Oh, there we are. And the AJ Spay. And they've provided some fun. So Raphie going to do. We're already in overtime due to those kind members. But so I'm going to do this for y'all. Let me close a window though. And pull this up. Pull the article up. We're in overtime, folks. We're in extra overtime. Poisoned tipped umbrella. London. Poison tipped umbrella, London. Yo, give me the story I'm looking for. What's wrong with you? Poison tipped umbrella. Russian taken out. Russian. Okay, Russian. Poison tipped umbrella. London. Keywords. I'm just using keywords, folks. I expect to get the results with keywords. Let's see if it works. Okay. Comes right up. Huh. What? 78? Nah, it was more recent than that, surely. We're talking about Russian as well, not Bulgarian. 78? Georgy Markov? Couldn't be 78. It was more recent than that, surely. This must be another. A Bulgarian dissident died after being jabbed. Oh, okay. Like the recently. Oh, I'm looking for the other one. Okay, so let's do that and it'll take me to what I really want. Can we get out of that? Like the recently poisoned Russian dissident.
I think Usyk probably had a poison-tipped umbrella when he came into the ring with Anthony Joshua. You know he's done, right?
Who? Joshua? Usyk's done?
No. Anthony.
Oh, why did you? Why? Oluwafemi Olansi Joshua. Oluwafemi.
That's a beautiful name.
That's not a bad thing. Being called having an African name is not a bad thing.
That's a beautiful name.
You know what I mean? People trying to say that it's a bad name. It's a good name.
It's a damn good name.
Vociferous has long been poison. Poison. Where's the poison? The man Putin fears goes on trial. Prison colony. Russian activist. Alexei Navalny, Russia's jailed vociferous Putin critic. Poisoned and jailed. Navalny, whose organizations have been banned as extremist in Russia, nearly died in August 2020 when he was attacked with a Nykovic nerve agent in Serbia. But his team flew him to Berlin. That's not even the one that I'm looking for. That's not even the one that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the guy who got Russian tipped umbrella, because they have a picture of him. They have a picture of him. Okay. Let's look for him.
So you do realize the US government actually does the same thing.
Here he is. Here he is. UK judge Putin probably approved. Hold on. You probably can't see what I can see. Let me share with you. I thought I was sharing. Yeah, I'll come back to you in a second. The fight doctor. I just found what I was looking for. When I tell the people of the Raphie Dawkins combat nation of the espionage that goes on, sometimes they don't believe the Raphie. UK judge Putin probably approved Litvinenko killing. Now the Litvinenko, this is the guy who was prodded with a poison tipped umbrella in London, UK, and this was him in the hospital. He got progressively worse and ultimately perished. And it's said that TV drama aims to shed light on the umbrella poisoning. UK judge Putin probably approved Litvinenko's killing. And that was the poison-tipped umbrella killing on the streets of London. Maybe Usyk had. No, I'm not even gonna joke about that. Okay, so the fight doctor. This shizzle happens. I don't know how we got on this, but this shizzle happens. You were saying the American government does operations like this.
Yeah. So what happens is in this country, they declare that you are a terrorist. Okay. And if you look up United States or U.S. government extrajudicial killings, and if you are outside of the country, and you can be an American citizen, right? But if you are outside the country, and the U.S. government determines that you are involved in terrorism, or you are somehow hooked up with terrorist organizations, they have a history of killing such American citizens. And, this is unconstitutional. You can't do that. It doesn't matter that the American citizen happens to be outside of the country, because even though they are outside of the United States, as an American citizen, they still have constitutional rights, right? But the American government does the same thing. So when people point the finger at Putin as somehow being this malicious, murderous dictator, well, the same thing, the U.S. government is guilty of the same crimes that Putin is alleged to be guilty of, but to a higher degree.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah. America's done plenty of invasions in their time. So double standards abound. But you know something, the fight doctor, I'm glad of you to join us. But it's 22 minutes past the hour of midnight over here in the UK. But I can't let you go. Without talking about what Anthony Joshua has been saying about the beloved the beloved bronze bomber. Is that a look of fear right there? Is that a look of fear? Is that a look of fear, the fight doctor?
Now,
I'm asking for your expert analysis on this one.
So you do realize, of course, that on the one hand, you have a guy who has only lost to a 270-pound heavyweight who happens to be the best heavyweight in the world. On the other hand, you have a guy who got knocked out by the replacement to the replacement and then got soundly beaten and beaten up by a cruiserweight.
And yet your boy there on the left ran away from him. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Well, I don't know. How do you make it make sense when you get beat up by a cruiserweight, knocked out by the replacement to the replacement? How does that make sense?
Well, what I'm saying is, how does it make sense that you got a guy who's supposed to be one of the baddest men on the planet running away from the guy you describe?
Well, I think it's faulty logic to believe that a guy who consistently faced, well, I won't say consistently, a guy who faced the best heavyweight on the planet 3 times, all right? And
was he the best heavyweight on the planet the first time Wilder fought him?
No, but he was the second time.
When he ducked Joshua to fight him?
But he was the second time.
Okay, so he wasn't the best heavyweight. In fact, he leapfrogged Dillian Whyte, another guy, the guy on the left ran away from and told him to keep him waiting for 2 years. He ran away from Anthony Joshua. He ran away from Dillian Whyte. But he fought Tyson Fury. Is your boy on the left here racist?
I would not consider Deontay Wilder a racist. I don't know.
He runs away from Anthony Joshua. He runs away from Dillian Whyte, but he welcomes Tyson Fury, who was out on the couch for 3 years with open arms.
According to your logic, right? According to the logic of the Anthony Joshua cheerleading contingent, Deontay Wilder runs away from Anthony Joshua to fight the best heavyweight in the world.
No, he wasn't the best heavyweight in the world at the time when he ran away from Joshua and Dillian Whyte.
All right, I tell you what. Let's look at it from this perspective.
No. Just carry on what you're saying. Just carry on the same track.
Let's look at it from this perspective.
Carry on your same tack, my friend.
Deontay Wilder has fought the best heavyweight in the world twice. Right? Can we agree?
Can we agree that he wasn't the best heavyweight in the world when he fought Tyson Fury the first time?
Well, okay, but he fought him 2 more times.
No, but can we agree on that? Can we agree on that?
And I think we can agree that Tyson Fury, for the rematch and for the rubber match, was the best heavyweight in the world. Can we agree?
Well, how do you become the best heavyweight in the world just because you beat up Deontay Wilder? No, just because you fight Deontay Wilder to a draw. He fought Deontay Wilder to a draw the first time. So how does fighting Deontay Wilder to a draw make him the best heavyweight in the world in the second fight?
Well, I think it helps that Anthony Joshua was coming off of a knockout loss to the Pillsbury Doughboy. I think that helps. Okay.
No, it has no bearing on it. How does Tyson Fury?
Okay, let me amend my previous statement.
Drawing with Dillian Whyte in the first fight made Tyson Fury the best heavyweight in the world in the second fight.
Let me amend my previous statement. Let me amend my previous statement. Okay. Can we agree that Tyson Fury was the best heavyweight in the world for the third fight? Can we agree?
Can we agree that he was the best heavyweight in the world for the third? Well, yeah, because he beat Joshua had lost to Ruiz. He beat Deontay Wilder in the second fight. So then he became, you could say he was the number one. He became the number one guy after the second fight. Yeah.
So we can agree that Tyson Fury going into the third fight was the best heavyweight in the world. We can agree. So if that's the case, then
we can agree that he became the number one heavyweight. Yes.
we can agree that Tyson Fury was the best heavyweight in the world going into the third fight. Meaning when he walked into the ring, he came into the ring as the number one heavyweight in the world. We can agree.
He did come into the ring as the number one heavyweight in the world. That we can agree.
So then that means that Deontay Wilder was standing across the ring challenging the best heavyweight in the world.
You stood across the ring challenging the number one heavyweight, but also a number one heavyweight who had avoided Anthony Joshua and leapfrog Dillian White. He should have had to go through Dillian White to get to
that's all conjecture.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, that's all conjecture because you can't prove, you can't empirically prove that Tyson Fury avoided, quote unquote, these other fighters.
Well, let's just stick to Deontay Wilder. Let's just stick to Deontay Wilder avoiding.
All right, let's stick to the facts, okay? The FACKTS facts, if we can, please. Now, so we've established that Deontay Wilder has faced the number one heavyweight in the world at least once. We can agree, yes?
He's been anointed the number one heavyweight. Yeah.
How many times has Anthony Joshua faced the number one heavyweight in the world?
They keep running away from him. How can you face someone who keeps running away from you? Deontay Wilder ran away from him, and Tyson Fury ran away from him. How can you, if the so-called top guys keep running away from you, then how can you fight them? It's impossible. You just can't do it. And they've consistently ran away from him. And you've refrained from answering the question. And remember
what's so scary? Here's my question. All right, here's my follow-up question. Since you claim, so you claim that you claim that Wilder, Fury are running away from Joshua.
Yeah.
My question to you is, what's so scary about a guy who fails to go 7 rounds with a replacement to the replacement and can't manage to beat a cruiserweight?
Well,
what's so scary about that guy?
Well, if you get the top guys running away from you, then obviously there's something scary about him.
Well, he might be scary, but apparently he's not scary to cruiserweights, and he's not scary to the Pillsbury Doughboy because both of those guys beat him soundly.
Nobody's scary. He's scary to both Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, though. They've run away from him multiple times. Let me bring in the Lisa Bales, who's been waiting patiently. Lisa Bales, good to speak to you. Come on in. Come on down.
Hey, this was hey guys, how's everybody?
Hey, it's beautiful, Lisa. It's beautiful. How are you?
Shout out to
I'm
Lisa.
good. Shout out Fight Doctor.
100.
Shout out Raphie.
100.
I'm just saying like a few things I want to say.
Come on.
Okay, a lot of people were saying that Joshua was included in the DAZN deal, and he confirmed that in that statement that he made. Yes. Even though it was taken down, but a lot of people screenshotted it, so it's there in the in the stratosphere. You know what I mean? The internet world. And right. There has been several negotiations, and for whatever reason, they don't want to take it because what they have done is they have frozen him out from that to get to those two. Yes. That's what has happened. And also what has happened is like by Wilder going to that meeting with the DAZN, his pay scale kind of raised up, if you get what I'm saying. So look, I'm keeping it real. I've been following this and I know what's going on. And they just want to if you want to talk about A side and all of that, they didn't want to kowtow to be in the B side. So they played this game a different way. And I'm just calling it what it is. And he got swozen out, and all of them has been a campaign against him. And you see it.
Real talk.
You even see it in the media. You see it with the people in the comments. They all turned against him. And I'm just calling it what it is. Now, fighters lose. Whether he lost to a fat guy or whether he lost to cruiserweight coming up in weight. This happens. This is boxing. We talking about what has transpired over these years. And I think it's a travesty what has been done to this man. I think it's a travesty.
Absolute travesty.
And somewhat Dylan White too got caught in the crossfires because of, I don't know if it's because they were Eddie Hearn or
maybe
whatever.
They're just scary, Lisa. Maybe they're just scary. Maybe they're just scary.
I'm just calling, and nothing of who he's fought screams of a duck. You see that if a person has collected 3 belts, you don't think they're gonna want that 4th one? And now you got narratives out that's saying that he would crap poop in his pants if he had to face Wilder. This is all tearing a person's image down.
Yeah.
In their character and
character assassination.
I'm just calling it for what it is.
Hey.
And that's why I don't rock with him, because of stuff like that.
You don't rock with who?
Wilder and the fan base, because of stuff like that. Because I see what has been done. And the media is all part of it too. Hey. Now you think I sound like somebody is conspiring against somebody. I'm just seeing it, I'm calling it for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, 100. I see the same damn thing. I think most people see the same damn thing. But I think, is there anything? I don't know. Is there anything you want to? This is the wrapping up now because Raphie got work in the morning. So I want to fight doctor. Your final words, please.
So we all understand that politics exist in boxing, right? And this argument that Joshua is frozen out. Well, that sword actually swings both ways because, a lot of people say, well, the PBC, they are, the Al Heyman protection program. And Bob Arum, he protected Pacquiao for years, no question. But to sit here and pretend as if Eddie Hearn doesn't play the same game, I mean, Eddie Hearn, listen, Joshua and Dillian White both fight for Eddie Hearn. Why hasn't that rematch happened?
What rematch? Which rematch?
Between Joshua and Dillian White.
That was offered. Dillian White declined.
Yeah, that fight would be very easy to make. Instead, you have Dillian White out here losing to 40-year-old heavyweights.
Well, hey, he's fighting. He got leapfrogged by Tyson Fury, who I don't believe was in the WBC clean boxing program at that time.
See, that's the talking point. The talking point that you're using, he lost to a fighter. You're talking about age. That's the talking points, the stuff that that's a man on man. No, what you're doing is you're saying he lost to a 40-year-old. He lost to a man, a very skilled fighter.
No, what I'm doing is pointing out the fact that Eddie Hearn plays the same protectionist game that all these other promoters play.
Who's he protecting?
Who's he protecting? He's throwing him into the wolves. How?
Okay, so let's look at Anthony Joshua.
No, I'm just asking you, who is he protecting?
Anthony Joshua.
He makes the biggest offer.
Let me illustrate.
He makes the biggest offer to Tyson Fury because we're gonna wrap up. He makes the biggest offer Tyson Fury's ever had. He makes the biggest offer Deontay Wilder has ever had and ever will have, which Deontay Wilder foolishly turned down. So this talk of no, we can't go on any tangents. So this talk of protectionism, Anthony Joshua's being protected, I find utterly ludicrous. But like I said, let's get back on track.
Who has he fought?
He's fought everybody.
Nobody.
He has everybody who had the balls to step in the ring with him, and those who didn't, and those who didn't, namely Tyson Fury and Dillian White. Those who didn't, he didn't fight. Those are the only two.
Those are the only two. Is a 200-pound fighter.
The fight, doctor. You don't have the ability to put anyone in the Hall of Fame. At the end of the day, when his career is over, it will be voted on. So you saying that he hasn't fought anybody, that's incorrect. I respectfully disagree.
Well,
Disagree.
that's
But
fine.
let's
But
get back to
from
Fight
my
Doctor.
point of
Let's
view,
get back to the point. Your
and
final words.
the point is Joshua has fought nobody. What's his
Okay.
best? All right, I tell you what. All right,
Well,
what are his
okay,
3 best
okay.
wins?
So
What are his 3 best wins right now?
Well, no.
Let's talk
We're
about
not
his 3 best
we're
wins.
not playing any games. You say he hasn't fought anybody, and I
Oh,
said the only two.
that's right. He
And
hasn't
I
fought
said the
anybody,
only
and
two
we
people
can
he
go ahead
didn't
and
fight
explore
are the
that.
people who ran away. Simple. That's it. Simple.
He hasn't fought anyone, so this conversation is dead to me
Yeah.
because I'm not trying to change your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I accept what
'Cause
you say, but all I'm
right.
saying, Fight Doctor, is the only two people he hasn't fought is the two people who ran away from their biggest paydays, which were offered to them from him. So those are the only two people he hasn't fought. But Fight Doctor, we ain't got time. Just say your final words, please, my friend. No questions, just your final statement.
Well, so apparently Joshua is going to take an interim fight, and I'm curious to see what happens. I personally think that the Anthony Joshua cheerleading contingent will be disbanded pretty soon because Joshua is done, and I'll leave it at that.
Why would you be?
Hold on.
Why would you be worried about who it is when you said he hasn't fought anybody? So,
well, it's interesting point of view, but I think we've managed to keep things nice and tidy and not go on too many tangents. And that was the Fight Doctor, who's much appreciated. And the Lisa, much appreciated Fight Doctor. Good to hear you. And Lisa Bales, glad of you to jump on. And your fine. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
And
I did. I'm just. Yeah. My final thoughts is just, if I can, you got to look at boxing for what it is, and a lot of people have peaks and valleys in their careers, but that doesn't mean that they can't redeem themselves and come back. So, and I'm glad I'm not that type of person who thinks like that. I just look at, because that's life, so it is what it is. Doesn't matter what he does, it's never going to be good enough. And that's just what it is. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. And Lisa Bales, it's a pleasure that you could jump on with me and talk real soon.
All right.
Thank you. And that was the Lisa Bales. Always good. And of course, the Fight Doctor before her. And of course, the Iron Kong before him. And so glad that, we could get some of our regulars jump on tonight. Thing went long. The Raphie likes to keep to about 1 hour, 1 hour 30. We gone 2 hour 30, so that's way over time. But that's thanks to the supporters of the show, namely the Fight Doctor, namely the Aaron Daly, namely the AJ Spay. So much appreciation to them. They help keep the lights on in the Dawkins Towers and help us get those PPVs. And of course, thank you to all of you who took the time out of your day to come over, your evening, your afternoon, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are, who took the time out to come and share it over here at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Because, we talk about the thing. We are originators. We are creators. We don't follow back up people. We set the pace. We set the talking points. We set the trend. We set the trend out here. Where we lead, others follow. Okay? So, we don't get 10 million people watching per episode. But matter not. Quality counts. And that's what we're about over here at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And so that brings us to the end of another one. Yeah. Just have to drive home and return to this rerun the show. Yes. Malcolm Marcel, Philip Carl Roberts, the Cal L, and the cast of millions around the world who should have been watching. But hey, your loss. All I can say is it's been a pleasure. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares. It's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. And we are out. Blessed.